It is called America's Game. Army and Navy hits a different chord each year when it comes around. Tradition, pageantry. It's a game like no other. One in which the nation's finest will battle and fight for the privilege to sing second. And he takes this from inside the 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. So the Navy midshipmen will go on offense first to start this game. All of these players on the field might have a higher calling, but guys, in this one, tough, hard-nosed running games against stout defenses.
And almost every year we go to this game, and there is absolutely nothing like it. The pageantry before the game, on the field, honoring everybody there, and realizing they're not just fighting for a game. They're fighting for everyone in the stands. And so it is one of the coolest scenes every single year.
And there's a lot of pride in this game, too, between Army and Navy and the bragging rights. It's been going on now for decades and for over a century. This game at the end of the college football year, it just means more to these two teams.
So the penalty will not be enforced. The defense declines and stands on the result of the play. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, back up inside their 20. Getting some heat. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. Smashes through. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed. They allowed the completion, but this defense was swarming to keep them away from that first down line.
Yeah, and you allow completions in those 3rd down situations underneath the sticks, and you come up and rally, and everybody flies to the football. That's great execution by this defense.
Makes a move. And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. So Army's offense taking the field. First chance we have to see them today. And they seem to believe that they can take big plays away and man coverage by just locking him up in this matchup, David.
And it's hard to lock down a great wide receiver, but a great defensive back versus a great wide receiver, we got a showdown.
Yeah, let's be honest, David. Most defenses don't have a dude like that at cornerback that could do that in a game like this, but this matchup is unique, and it's going to really determine the outcome of the game.
Now it's a first down from the 43-yard line. Might as well give it to him again. And that's a very productive first down play in bringing up 2nd and 3. Army ran all over Navy in the last meeting. The Cadets winning in a blowout.
Army really handled everything so great. All this that goes into this game, their stage, all the pageantry before, they handled it very businesslike, and they took care of Navy, and Navy has heard about it for 364 days.
Well, obviously, Navy then, David, they have to come out and they've got to be able to handle their emotions. You know, both academies, they circle this date every single year. This is the biggest game on the calendar, and they've got to do a better job from the very opening whistle all the way through until there's zeros on the clock of staying in control of their emotions to get the win.
Trying to surprise him with the pass. Got his man quickly. They stop him just a link or two short of the first, and man, what they can do on 2nd down here. The Black Knights looking to take advantage of this red zone trip. Leaves it with the running back. They get him on the ground after he gets enough to move the sticks.
I think it's really important for this offense. They get this guy going early in the game, and they're doing a nice job of that right now. Remember, he's the kind of running back who gets better as the game goes on. That's a really good omen for this offense, considering his success now early.
They'll ride the hot hand. And he does a really nice job finding open space and making a good gain before the stop is made. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. The play-action fake. Lets it fly. And he was shooting for the end zone there, and they couldn't make the completion.
Well, that last incompletion is a good example of why your timing has to be so good as a quarterback, because the windows, they open and they close so quickly in this part of the field.
They'd love to pick up this third down and get a fresh set with 1st and goal. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Black Knights!
And they just keep feeding it to their workhorse back to open this game. Great job in the open field. He's got tremendous vision. He can make people miss. You saw all of that on display here in the opening drive.
So the officials take a closer look, and the replay booth will overturn the call. And the Black Knights have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. Trying to surge it in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Army! They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. That touchdown drive covered 61 yards. And they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. He'll start the return inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. And here comes the Navy offense. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm, got off the field really, really quickly. They need to put something together.
He's going to fire deep. And they can't make the connection, going for a big play on 1st down. Guys, they call this America's game because no matter who you root for, you're captivated by this.
Well, and this is just one of those games I think always just stands out just because of the way it looks, right? It's all the uniforms in the stands. It's the pageantry. It's the history of this game. It's the style of football these two teams play as well. It just means so much to these players.
It's so cool, and it's saved for after the Heisman Trophy, after the championship games, when they get the spotlight on them, a well-deserved spotlight for what they do for everyone out there across this country.
Didn't have anything working and just had to throw it away on 3rd down. Navy will have to punt it away. He'll get it up to about the 44-yard line before they slam the brakes on him. The Cadets have it back as Army goes back on offense. That running game was impressive, taking them right. He unleashes a long one. And incomplete on the deep ball.
That's an example of the offensive coordinator trying to be aggressive and trying to take a shot. Now, the offense isn't able to click on that play, but moving ahead in the second half, it's important they continue to dial up these big plays. You want to stay aggressive, and you want to keep testing the second.
And after the tackle, we are headed to the end of the 1st quarter. Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down. Wants to throw. It's Banks. It's incomplete, and we'll change ends of the field now. Guys, it is Army who carries the lead into the quarter break. We've played one. Before we move on, let's have a look at the stats. When you're around midfield, the analytics will tell you so much better to go for it on 4th down. He'll pull it down and run. Still running at the 40. They finally corral him, but he turns that into a big gain and a 1st down. The Black Knights getting set on 1st and 10. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. And the defense finally makes the stop after the sweet run and good gain. And the Black Knights have this offense rolling. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. He'll take a shot. Throw to the end zone, picked off. Takes it the other way. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession. And Navy will go back on the attack. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3 and out, Jesse.
He just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's going to have to step up and make a play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some juice. Find your guy. Find those plays that you know you can run inside out, forward, backwards. Get some 1st downs. Get some positive momentum.
This rivalry started in 1890 when Dennis Mikey, for whom the stadium at West Point is named, talked Navy into playing a game and the Mids blew them out.
And since that first blowout, obviously, this has been an unbelievable rivalry. So many things about it, honoring the fallen, the march on, the battle of the bands. So many of these things have gone back and forth. But, Jesse, the football is phenomenal. Old school offenses that will hit you right in the mouth.
It's pretty cool, too, when you think about the history of this rivalry, because back in the day, these were two of the best programs in college football. There have been national championships. There have been Heisman trophies. Not necessarily the same thing today, but when you think about great rivalries in the sport, this is it right here.
And now on second down for this offense. Running back goes in motion. Nice, solid form tackle from this sophomore. Third and short from the 44, and we might know if they plan to go for it on fourth down by what they call here. On the option. At the 45, on his way. And he put his foot in the ground and turned it upfield and turned it into a big play. Great decision to keep it. Not the most productive half of this offense so far, but finally starting to get it in gear. First and 10. On the option. He showed it all there. A little elusiveness, a little power, and he's got the first down.
The fullback. This takes me back to my days growing up, watching the fullback being on the field every single play. You don't see that anymore, but the big fella gets the football. Hey, he looks like he knew what to do with it, too. Nice little pickup, little agility, little speed, but mostly a lot of just girth and strength and just grown man.
After the run, now to throw. Slings it downfield. Oh, he had him right down the middle, and it just squirted right through his fingers, and they miss an opportunity for a nice play on first down. Offense about to reel off its seventh play of the drive. He wants to pass it on second down. This one's complete. Just came out and fired a strike on the slant.
And those are tough catches to make because you know you're going to have that defender draped all over you. So you've got to have strong hands, and you saw that receiver pluck the ball.
And they get the sack just like that.
And it's such an advantage for this defense to have an outside linebacker like that can rush the passer because they can set the edge. They can get off the ball, and they're just way too fast for tight ends or for offensive tackles to get out and block them.
And if the kicker can put one through, this will be a successful drive. This is going to be a 46-yard field goal attempt. Never a doubt.
How great is it to know that if you can get the ball down somewhere close to the 40-yard line on your opponent's side of the field, you're walking away with at least 3 points because this dude is automatic.
From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. Army has it back in the offense ready to go. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you've got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game if you're going to win. And, David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
Dropping back, it's Banks. Going for the big play. And he makes the catch inside the 15. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Black Knights! And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. Aggressive play calling on that drive. Just 2 plays, they get the long touchdown pass to pay it off. On the run from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. And the midshipman offense making its way back onto the field. Not a lot of time left here in the half. Let's see if they can cut into this lead.
And this drive isn't a must score, but, man, you look at the scoreboard. You're down 2 scores. Jesse, you got a good opportunity to create some momentum, cut it to a 1-score game. This is an important possession.
Yeah, it's important to create that momentum now, David, too, and not wait to get it going here at the start of the third quarter. You've got one drive here to get a couple of points. You've got to start erasing and chipping away at this deficit. This could be where the game turns right here.
He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
I just love the job this offensive line is doing in this game, communicating pre-snap. They know where the pass rush is coming from, and they're working their single and double teams and not giving up any ground. Just look how clean that pocket was for the quarterback to throw from.
There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. Still some work to do after that last completion at second down. He's looking to throw. Gets it out quickly. And they do a really good job. Not as easy as it looks to get those blocks. And he picks up the first down. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Here comes Navy back to the line after picking up the first down. A little pre-snap eye candy for the defense. It's complete to the right. Just a solid stop by this sophomore. Clock's running, and they'll try to get to the line warp speed for second down. He's looking to throw. They're bringing heat. Going to try to get it himself. Short gain on the play before he slides. They're at their fastest tempo trying to get off this third down play. They'll try to get it through the air. He makes the catch. He's into the open down the middle. Touchdown, Navy! He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him.
And I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement, and be like, listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. He wants to throw. The pass falls incomplete, and that's how we'll finish this half. The kickoff unit about to go to work. Here's the return from inside his 10. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. The Cadets have it back as Army goes back on offense. They opened this third quarter on top, and they built the lead on the strength of that running game.
And they made a huge statement, too, just proving to the other team that they're more physical, they're winning in the trenches. So here in the second half, David, just keep demoralizing this defense by pounding the football.
Yeah, and I'm not going to let that happen. I riled up my guys at halftime. We're going to put more people in the box, and we got to come out and meet the physical challenge of this offense.
Trying to get the corner. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-gain land.
That's a great individual play, and I love cornerbacks that don't just take pride in covering guys. I like guys that like to put their face in the fan and affect the running game. This dude is physical, and he impacts the defense because of it.
And those guys are really hard to find. A lot of corners, they're smaller. They don't want any part of the physical run game. Nice job sticking his face in there, setting the edge, making the tackle.
Well, there's the offense trying to take advantage of this running back speed. I like the call. Hand off to the left, to the outside. Put him in space and let him go to work.
He'll get rid of it. He's got an open man. Tackled after picking up the first down. The Black Knights want to crank the tempo. The give to the tailback. They'll finally get him stopped at the 1-yard line. What a run there. And the Black Knights will try to put one on the board on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Touchdown, Army! And they take it in for 6 more points. Getting set for the point after. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Lisa, requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
And here comes the Navy offense. The last time they had it, they took it down the field for a touchdown. They can build some confidence that they could go back-to-back scoring drives here.
Yeah, and remember, it's not uncommon for offenses to find themselves as the game goes on. They had some things not go their way early, but they found something last drive, David. Let's see if they can build on it.
Yeah, you just pick and pick and pick until you find that place where you're like, okay, this is an advantage I have. They clearly found that dude. They score here. We're in for a ball game.
One man miss. And he was able to get away from one tackle, but plenty of help was on the way. Decent pickup on that play.
And as an offensive coordinator, you don't need the perfect play with this guy as your running back. He's going to make the play perfect for you because he makes everybody miss. Spin moves, hurdles, stiff arms, speed, whatever it takes to move the sticks and score touchdowns.
He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and 4th down's coming. Navy will have to punt it away. Here's the fair catch, and he'll make it close to the 20-yard line. Army has it back in the offense, ready to go. Jesse, a very productive drive last time, wound up with a touchdown.
Yeah, mixing and matching play calling really well. Nice balance on that last one, Dave. Let's see what they can do here in this next drive.
Yeah, and I don't expect anything different. When you put together a drive like that, I would do more of the same. Keep the pace, keep it going.
Got 8 on 1st down, now looking at a 2nd and 2. Looking downfield, it's Banks. He's going for the big play. Holds it in on the left. Oh, and the defense in chase mode, and they finally get him down at the 35.
How great is it to have a running back who can basically run your entire route tree? You don't see a lot of guys line up and then run vertically down the field, get open, and make a big play. This dude is special.
Finds the tight end. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short game there.
I'll say this, man, in college football you see a lot of bad tackling. You didn't see it right there. That was an awesome job. First off, being there at the point of attack. Once the tight end made the catch, there was no doubt he was going down. Great.
And he will finally go out of bounds after another big gain, and they are absolutely gashing them with this running game. The Black Knights are flying down the field. Running back searching for a hole. Give him about a yard on the play. It's down at the 10. Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone. Is still some ground to cover to pick up that 1st down. Wide receiver now comes in motion. Power football with the run. And you can forget running in the middle against this defense. Guys, it is Army who carries the lead into the quarter break. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. Now facing a 3rd down as they line up after the break. They'll run the ball. The clock is on their side. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the 1st down marker. Now on 4th down, they'll try to come away with 3. From the right hash, and this distance makes that angle not quite so severe. It's good. And now the lead is even bigger. So they were able to put up a 3 spot on that last drive, and now the kickoff team out there as they prepare to put boot to leather. He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. And Navy will go back on the attack. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot. You got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
On second down, he'll let it fly. Looking left. Got his man all by himself. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down.
That's a beautiful pass and catch. I love the job the quarterback does manipulating the defense with his eyes. He froze that safety, and that allowed his receiver more room to work his route.
Exploded for a huge chunk of yards on that last one. They'll try to do it again here, 1st and 10 from the 30. And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43. Navy quick to the line. Motion by the back forces the defense to adjust. Pressure coming. And this defense is bringing the heat. Another sack. And whatever they did on 1st and 2nd down, don't do that anymore. 3rd and very long coming up. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. He hurls one deep down the left side. Fires and picked off. And the senior just took that one out of the air and sends it the other way.
Heat up them pass rushers, bring in them DBs. That's what I'm doing in this situation. When I got the lead by a couple scores late in the ball game, in the 4th quarter, I'm going to rush the passer like crazy. I'm going to put all those DBs back playing the pass. That's what happened. Great job understanding they're going to have to take shots. We get the interception. This one's almost over.
Well, they've got the lead. The defense just did their part, getting a takeaway. So now if you're on offense, you want to run the ball and take as much time as possible between snaps. Stay in bounds and let this clock tick away.
Stop just across the 50 at the 49-yard line. It's a pickup of 10 and a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll leave it with him. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
The give to the right. And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. They have work in front of them on 3rd and short from the 42. They'll try to move the chains on the ground. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Defense showing plenty of pre-snap movement of their own. They already have a comfortable lead, up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on 4th down. Complete out of the backfield, looking for the sticks. He will not get there. They'll turn it over on downs, and that leaves the door open.
Great coverage on that 4th down play. Nice job blanketing the receiver out wide. The defense, you could tell, they knew they were going for it. They had a game plan. They get the big stop and turn it over to their offense.
Slings it. Got his man to the left. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
Hey, you know, the defense here in this situation with a huge lead, they've got to anticipate that this offense is going to be trying to throw the ball to the sideline, so they've got to work different coverages to try to force the quarterback to go over the middle of the field with the football.
Got his man down the middle. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Let me tell you, this senior quarterback can flat fit it in a tight window. They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. And that pass is intercepted. They didn't give him much of a chance to make that play even bigger, but the turnover has him set up at the 16.
That should be the nail in the coffin. What a great break on the football. Getting the big turnover. You got the lead. Now just go out there, be smart on offense, and run that clock.
Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible.
No mystery on that play. With the lead, we are going to run the ball. You know it's coming, and we are running right at you, right into the teeth of the defense, and they're still able to get a nice gain.
They'll put it in play from the 27, first down. They'll keep it on the ground to keep this clock moving. He stopped just a chain link or two away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here.
These situations are preached so much in college football. Finishing a game strong, understanding circumstances. They are running the football right at you, trying to keep that clock moving, get a few first downs, and get a W.
Stopped at the 47 after a 10-yard gain.
That's got to be demoralizing if you're the defense. You're trailing. You need to get the ball back. You got to get off the field, but you can't stop the run when they're going between the tackles. This defense is going to have to get a lot more physical, especially in the middle.
They'll give it to the back. At the 40, there he goes. All kinds of running room. And the defense couldn't corral him, and he took it all the way. Touchdown, Black Knights. That score looks as if this one might have put it a little too far out of reach.
Yeah, this game's pretty much over. That was just the icing on the cake. But, you know, speaking of cake, I'm kind of hungry. Can we get out of here? Can we finish this game so I can go get something to eat?
From inside his own 15, looking for a crevice. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. And the midshipman offense making its way back onto the field. Not a lot to feel great about in this one, Jesse, but I'm sure they'll try to seek out some positives.
Well, this might be an opportunity, too, Reese, to go back when they watch this game and just find the plays in the scheme.
And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line. Clock is still running, and they have to get everybody lined up. And they spike it and get the clock stopped. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Another incompletion on 3rd down.
And this is just one of those days, man, where everything has gone wrong, right? Like they just haven't been in a rhythm. They haven't got it going and never built the momentum. This is one of those days that you learn from, you try to grow from. A lot of things that we're going to show in the film room that people aren't going to like, but hopefully you can learn from it and do better next time.
The offense set for a first down play. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Across the 35. Gets away from one, finds room. Touchdown, Army! And the punishment has been extended. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And he did get that extra point through with no problem despite the snowy surface. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. And this is caught inside the 30, and here he comes. They get him corralled, but not before he gets that return out to the 35. And here we go. Final play of the game right here. They'll throw it on first down. He wants a big play here late. And he is finding wide-open defenders all over the field. His 3rd interception of the day. And he goes to the ground, and that's how this game is going to end. It's really easy to get caught up in the emotion of a rivalry game. We did, and certainly this was a huge win.
Yeah, and you started, you circled it, you were ready for this team. This is the rivalry you put a lot of stock in all offseason. You're talking about this game in particular. You go out and get the dub. It's a relief because you definitely wanted this team.
And it's bragging right